Okay, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live stream, May 27th. We are back with the Unicorn Farm, Victory Square, VSQTF over the counter. We have Vide back with us. We're going to be meeting the latest baby unicorn to be hatching. So for anybody, that's brand new to our program, again, we'll just do a quick recap. Our goal is to bring you those stocks which have that 10x to 100x upside potential. So these are companies which have three key things going for them. One, they're going after multi-billion-dollar market opportunities. Two, there is multiple catalysts in place to create that massive increase in stock price and valuation. And three, right now they're at the threshold, right at that inflection point of explosive growth. And what is interesting is that, of course, Victory Square, VST, VSQTF really exemplifies. This is like the perfect example of a next super cycle because they have also multiple. This unicorn farm concept was this multiple shots on goal, as the CEO has described it earlier. So with that said, Vide, welcome to the program.
Hi, Jack. Thanks for having us back.
Welcome back. Yeah, you were on just last week, and now we have another one. The momentum is building. The momentum is building. People have not, they're not aware that you have so many projects which are in development at any given stage, and it's sort of like now they're starting to hatch. So we're going to start to see an increase. So before we get into Discrete Health, which and kind of the digital health initiative, can you give our audience just a quick snapshot of, again, the Victory Square business model, what you're doing, and how this new company fits into that?
Absolutely. So at Victory Square, we invest, acquire, or build businesses that we feel is going to be the next generation service or offering, based on the customer's behavior and the next tech revolution that we're expecting to come. And we're going through part of that. At Victory Square, we have 20 plus portfolio companies in industries that they have the high growth potential, such as cybersecurity, augmented reality, virtual reality, gaming, online betting, esports, insurance tech, digital health. And our thesis,
all the hot themes really right now. I mean,
pretty much,
and also the next coming. Not even
so renewable energy, plant-based food. These are the one that is our next cohorts that is coming out. And our thesis is we're not passive investors, working with these businesses hands-on, finding a tech or a product that is ready and is disrupting their own industry, scale the business, and then find a path for liquidity for our investors and shareholders. That is going to be either spin out, IPO, RTO, and sometimes is selling the asset to existing public traded company that we feel can help with the growth of our assets and get their shares that is going to help with the company. As part of the process, we started new initiatives to start giving dividends to our shareholders from all these spin outs that we have. So we partner with them on any of these spin outs. So VST keep a portion, and a portion goes to our shareholders. The latest spin out that we had last year, we had Fans Unite. This year we have Game On,
which has been, again, anybody that's been one of our 10 baggers. The stock, we introduced that 20 cents, has gone to $2.50. I think it's on a way back to maybe new highs, maybe $4. So, but again, Fans is one example of one of the unicorns hatched, and that's still really early stages. Fans is not like, it's just getting started. And you have basically this whole pipeline of these.
It's interesting. When we talk to some of the investors, if they don't believe it, that Fans has only been a year that has been listed. Game On is the next one that we've received the approvals, and we're going to announce the date of the listing pretty soon. And then Immersive Tech is going to be after that, and we're trying to have one or two more in next 6 months that they're going to spin out. As part of our strategy is we're focusing on digital health, and we're focusing on areas that other people are not focusing too much. What we feel in digital health has been a very crowded space in past 12 to 18 months, but majority of the people are going toward the same offering and the same areas. There are some blind spot in the digital health that we're trying to take advantage of that and create multiple revenue avenues for VST portfolio companies and benefiting the company and shareholders. One of the area that we've been working on since mid last year is around the discrete care, that we're very excited for launching this. And again, not only we're launching the website as a business, but also we're creating a new revenue avenue for Draft Label, which in other portfolio companies is the SaaS, software as a service model. I'll let Benu, our VP of marketing for VS Digital Health, go into more details as far as what we've gone through, some of the numbers and our plans, and at the end I'll be more than happy to come in and kind of like talk about the full picture of the digital media and digital health plan for the team.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna bring Binu in just a sec. Okay, here we go. Let's bring him on right now. Why wait? All right, so here we go. Binu, let me just. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Let me just get everything. So okay, so we got. How do we get? No, let me go back to this where we have the. Let me see. We have people's titles. Okay, so Binu. So the big question is, that people are gonna have is, okay, so what is discrete care? What are you doing? That's this market is again like. It's a competitive space now, right? A lot of companies are in this. Maybe you give us. There's a few that are public. I think was it HIMSS?
Yeah, that's correct.
There's a few others. So what are you doing that's unique?
Okay, great. Yeah, just to give you a bit of background in terms of yes, there are a couple of competitors in the space. There's Ro. People might know their brand Roman. Who recently just did a raise of $500 million, bringing their valuation up to $5 billion. There's HIMSS as well, who had $149 million in revenue last year, and their I think their market cap now is close to about $2.5 billion. So yes, there's definitely a couple of competitors in the space that are doing very well. What we aim to capture with discrete care is the way you kind of look at it is when Roman and HIMSS, what they're doing is they basically have created a brand where it's people like, I want this Roman product or I want this HIMSS product. Discrete care is kind of more like, I kind of look at it as what I have down the street from me. We have this family healthcare center, that you walk in. My doctor's on the second floor. My pharmacy's on the first floor. If I need to get testing, then I go to the basement. If I need to get some, natural products, I go to the third floor. So discrete care is aimed to be kind of like that, like online kind of retailer where we're going to have a whole bunch of different products and services available through that one channel. And what we're specializing for discrete care specifically is people with, sensitive issues or sensitive kind of conditions that they're not comfortable necessarily going to talk to their doctor about, and in some cases not even want to talk to their partner about. And so by using our channel, our web app, they basically, within 10 minutes, they can complete an online form. It goes right to a doctor. The doctor can review their answers, and then within the same day, medication can be shipped to them. And again, all very discreet, where they really don't have to share with anybody. So. Okay.
And now this company, from a regulatory standpoint, it's like a pharmacy. You have a pharmacy that is based in the U.S. You're shipping, where are you doing business?
Yeah. So basically, the way it works is. We do have a couple of online pharmacy partners that we've partnered with that are licensed in all 50 states. So whether you're coming in from New York, California, Arkansas, you come on to discrete care, you have one of the conditions that we're presently treating right now, you can get medication shipped to you within 2 to 4 days from our pharmacies.
Okay, and how? Okay, so okay, obviously I'm thinking, this is so you're talking about stuff like Viagra or whatever, or just things which people they don't want to talk to their doctor about or whatever, right? Like where you have.
Yeah. See, here's the thing: when you look at something like a Viagra and a Cialis, right. They've done a really good job at destigmatizing.
Yeah. Okay.
The ED when it comes to older men, right. Men 50 plus. Right. But what studies have shown is that 26% of men in their 20s and 30s actually have some form of ED. And no matter, if they're looking at this Viagra commercial or the Cialis commercial and they're seeing, some guy with white hair talking about, ED, well, then they're thinking like, I'm kind of too young for this. So there is still a stigma and a sensitive kind of issue when it comes to the younger men. And so that's kind of who we're going to be targeting with when it comes to ED. And then the same thing goes for male pattern baldness. Again, if you're a man in your 40s and 50s, yeah, sure, you'll go talk to your doctor about, getting some Propecia or something like that. But again, if you're, 18 years old or 19 years old and you start losing your hair, again, you just come onto the Discrete Care web app, answer your questions, and but
it's essentially, you're, from what I understand, so you're doing other so the whole product line is essentially any, like, you have like what is it, like like stuff for STD treatment, everything that people don't want to go to the pharmacy. They want
exactly. I mean, sure,
incontinence stuff. But listen, it's solving human needs essentially is what you're doing. And that's where the payoff is.
Yes, there's a lot of online pharmacies out there too, which people again can get their medication, discreetly. However, the prescription. So there's that one roadblock, especially when you talk about men in their 20s and 30s. Their whole issue is avoidance, right? They just avoid things. And so what we're trying to do is, with Discrete Care, we're eliminating all those roadblocks that are contributing to their avoidance, which is, getting a doctor's prescription, right? And if it's a case where you don't want to see a doctor face-to-face, again, in, most of the states that were available, you can just fill out an online form, and then a doctor who you'll never meet face-to-face will then give you the prescription once he reviews your medical history.
Okay, so what are you doing that's unique? In other words, how are you differentiating from this competition? Like, is it the focus? Is it the marketing? Like, what's the unique angle that you have?
It's a good question. So yes, at launch, basically what we're doing is we're looking at the lowest hanging fruit. And the lowest hanging fruit, when we looked at our competitors in terms of, what are the keywords in the search terms that people are going to a Roman or a HIMSS for, is typically blue pill, ED medication, Viagra, Propecia, hair loss, all that kind of stuff. So we definitely are offering those because we know there's a huge market. 30 million Americans have ED, and things like that. However, what we're doing is we do have a couple of differentiators in terms of, again, thinking about us as that one-stop kind of health clinic. So I'll give you a perfect example. When you look at a lot of the telehealth categories, a lot of them actually kind of depend on you understanding, what is your condition. So for instance, you might have a very embarrassing skin rash. Okay. When you go to most of these competitors, they kind of assume that you have eczema or psoriasis or some other kind of skin rash issue. What we're going to be offering is that you basically just say, I've got the skin rash, doc. Can you just see what's going on here? And the doctor then can determine, again, discreetly, through the web app, what you have and what treatment you may need. So that's something currently the other competitors don't offer. In addition, we do, a lot of our competitors just offer the basics. So for instance, typically if you have hair loss issues, there's kind of two options. There's, your Rogaine, that you put on your scalp. And then there's the Propecia, or again, generic Propecia, or finasteride, that you take as a pill. We are going to be offering, different kind of services over and above that, again, which our competitors don't offer.
I need a pill. I need to get a pill which gives me hair like yours. You get a lot of hair. Are you taking the Propecia? It's
like, the interesting thing, again, when it looks like something like a Propecia, a lot of people, again, men in their 30s and 40s, which have already lost half their hair, to be honest, medication like that, it's almost too late. It pretty much is too late to start taking it. You need to start taking it really when you're in college, when you start seeing the first signs of losing your hair.
Okay. So basically, so what stage are you at right now in terms of like launch? What are your projections? Like, what's kind of the game plan?
Yeah, so we just did our phase 1 launch this week, which is, again, focusing on 7 different conditions that we considered kind of the lowest hanging fruit. Everything like from ED to premature ejaculation to genital herpes treatments. Again, going on kind of what we saw based on looking at, market analytics, what people are actually searching for in terms of some sort of discrete kind of solution. Then in terms of phase 2, we're going to be broadening the conditions that we offer, as well as having that kind of synchronous synchronous treatment, which is getting in front of the doctor, doing face-to-face consultations, basically saying like, I really don't know what's happening with me, and could it be this, this, and this, as well as the testing. So we are doing a kind of a phased rollout. The phase 2 is expected to be at the end of Q2, beginning of Q3, and then from a marketing perspective, I'm a firm believer, and my background basically is all about testing. I'm not the type of person that'll say, let's drop 7 figures and let's see, let's hope something sticks. This is a very competitive marketplace, so it's going to require a lot of unique marketing kind of ideas to drive traffic, which means we're going to be testing a lot of different gambits to figure out, what works and what doesn't. Because if you just do the conventional marketing, one, we've got regulation issues that we'd have to worry about in terms of messaging and channels. And two, it's just such a competitive marketplace that it will never return on your marketing spend.
Okay, so tell us, a little bit about your background. I mean, are you primarily like an online marketing guy? Like, what's your background? How does it apply to?
Yeah, so I got actually into the marketing advertising world back in 2000, and my first clients, I worked for some of the bigger ad agencies specializing in actually offline marketing. And my first client was E-Trade. So I did the launch of E-Trade. So that dates me, takes you how far back. And then from E-Trade, I worked on the launch of the first ever iteration of Xbox. And again, it was a lot of offline marketing that I was doing, a lot of building the brands, your conventional, TV, cinema, radio, you name it, right? And then what happened was, I started, being in the industry and understanding everyone's talking about how offline marketing, conventional marketing is dying. It's going the way of the dinosaur. If you're an offline marketer, you're going to be out of a job and all that kind of stuff. Online's the way to go. Online's the way to go. So I started getting a little bit nervous, and I said, I really need to learn. This is back now in about 2007, 2008. I said, I really need to start, focusing a bit on the online marketing, because, or else, I might be on the street. I don't know what I'll be doing. So I ended up jumping ship from, the main kind of, the big ad agencies. And I actually went to work with on my own, but for a few different startups who were e-commerce type startups specializing in what I thought I was going to be doing is online marketing for them. So I started doing some online marketing for them. And then guess what I discovered? My offline marketing was actually working better than my online marketing. And basically the way I kind of use it is this analogy. When you look at different like online vacation sites out there, okay, the Travelocities, the Expedias, and all that kind of stuff, what people don't realize is there's hundreds of those kind of sites out there. Why is it that you only hear about 3 or 4 that people talk about, like, I got to go to this site and all that kind of stuff? It's because those are the ones that actually invest money to actually build their brand. And so what I found was, whereas I thought I was just going to be this, digital marketer that was all about transactions, we got to convert this to this. Well, what we found is that I need to go back to my old roots of offline marketing and building the brand to actually make the online marketing work. And so that's been kind of my key to success in terms of still focusing on building the brand, doing offline marketing, whatever that iteration is going to be, and then offsetting that with the conversion tools that you get with online marketing. So I wear many hats.
Okay. So what's the goal for Discrete Care? Like how what kind of revenues do you think you can generate, and what kind of capital will you require? Because I mean, this kind of is this a capital intensive business? Maybe I should ask for Vahid, I guess, the question.
So it requires capital for marketing, but we're taking different approaches when it gets to the sales and marketing. We have already started, conversations with some of the largest pharmacies and largest, actually public traded companies that they are super interested to get involved with Discrete Care. If you look at the numbers for similar business out there, that they're only focusing on this type of business and this type of offering. Benu mentioned a few of them. When we look at it, is the value that we're getting for every dollar that we spent, from the LTV perspective of the lifetime value for every customer. That's the focus. It's not about the capital that we're putting in. If from every dollar that we put in, we can generate $10 or $20 within 12 months, that's a great investment for VST to get in to put the money, or even just get partners that to partner up with that. So from the capital perspective, we've already planned on spending the money that is needed to get this Discrete Care to the stage that we're looking for. And the other thing about the Discrete Care is, we also improve the business model for these type of businesses by offering them membership to the people who's going to go through our process. Meaning, you're going to go through to see your doctor. Some of the medications that you're getting, you need to have it on an ongoing basis. And the easiest way from the business perspective is to hook someone with the membership. So automatically, we're going to charge them on the monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly basis and sending their orders. That's secured their business for a long time. Because like as a human being, sometimes if we're not charged automatically, we may choose different suppliers or different pharmacies, or like even like not only for medication, for anything that we have. If we're hooked on the on a membership type of charges, we're going to stick with the providers. If not, we may just move around from one to the other. So that's an improvement that we made in Discrete Care system, that we can start offering the membership to our customers, make it easier for them. They don't have to go through the process every single time. And also it's going to be a secure business that is going to create ARR for the company, and we get a higher multiple from the valuation of the company, because now we have monthly recurring revenue and annual recurring revenue.
Yeah, no, it's that stream of cash flow that people can model. It's very valuable. Okay, and also one of the other things is, once you have that, that's easy to kind of. I know there's actually all sorts of specialty private equity firms that actually they do financing based on those type of e-commerce models where you have subscriptions, or you have, so you can get finance if you have. Once you're able to show that, okay, our model works, we're able to convert an X, and here's the lifetime. Yeah, you can get.
We have a lot of interest on Discrete Care actually after the launch, more than what we expected it. But that's the short term for us. Like we're looking at, like we want to basically monetize and start getting investment at the highest possible valuation for VST. So one of the reasons that we were supposed to launch Discrete Care in Q1, late Q1. One of the reasons that it got delayed, because it actually created more business for VST and potential business for Victory Square, that we were looking at different providers to start licensing their software and offering what we're offering right now. We looked at some of the providers. I don't want to bring name with ridiculous valuation. We went through the process. Not only that we're charging a very high upfront fee, but also was like a very high monthly fee and a percentage of the revenue, and we're okay with that. We went through the process. The software was not what we're looking for. There always were holes from the customer's perspective and customer's journey perspective, the way that we wanted. Example, one of them that's actually a very well-known one, the very expensive one. They were asking for credit card right off the bat, before anybody can see any of the drugs, or they can go through any of the experience on the website. Or the other one, they couldn't be able to do the membership. So then we start thinking that we can create our own tech, that not only Discrete Care has become a business that is going to generate revenue, but also Victory Square is going to start offering that as a white label service to whoever else that wants to get into this business. Maybe not on the sensitive areas, or on in any sort of offering that they want to have and combine pharmacy, lab, and doctor visit. We do have the tech right now, and we can put a different scheme and pass it to them, make money off the revenue, and make money on the monthly basis. And now having high-grade licenses from the pharmacy and from the online visit licenses, that makes it easy for us that we can actually put that into one package and start white labeling it, because that's in its own business by itself. There are tech companies out there that they make again, like a very high revenue just based on the white labeling their service and giving it to the other providers, or lending them their licenses that they can go through it. So right now, Victory Square also is going through receiving the PC friendly license for telemedicine, that not only we can use, but also we can pass it to other providers, and they use our license, and we take a percentage of the revenue. So that was like a bigger game plan that we came up with, and we completed our own tech. So the tech right now is fully owned by Victory Square. And not only we're going to have it under VS Digital Health, and Discrete Care is going to use it, but also soon we're going to have it under Draft Label, and we're going to start white labeling that as a tech company, as a tech provider in that industry.
Okay. Hang on a second. I want to see. We should be getting some audience questions. I think there's a technical issue with. Let me just check into. It might be an issue at YouTube. Hang on a second. Let me just see what is technical issue with. Okay. Hang on a second. Let me just see what is happening. Okay. Yeah. I think there might be an issue from our streaming. Okay. So we don't.
The topic is too sensitive for people to ask questions.
Yeah, we have a million questions. Yeah, it's weird. I think there's an issue from our stream. Something is wrong with the stream. We're not getting Q&A coming in here. Maybe it's too sensitive. But okay, so it's a huge business. Obviously, as we can see, from the success of what is it? This Roman and him. There's like a couple of others, and those guys are doing multi-billion dollars. But at the same time, there's always an opportunity for. I mean, if you're doing 50, 100 million of revenues in this business. I mean, you're not going to be on that map, but that's still a tremendously valuable business. I mean, it could still be worth 10x $1 billion. So I guess my question is, what's the path for you to get to that 100 million in revenues in this business with Discrete Care, and how long would it take to get there?
So we'll look at it from two different angles. When you look at all these competitors, they're focusing in the United States and mostly North America. So because of our presence in South America and Europe by different having different portfolio companies, we have already got this going with Victory Square Health in Brazil, that to getting the license and the partners to start offering Discrete Care in Brazil as well. And not only that, but also around all the Anvisa approved countries around Brazil, and launching the same thing in Europe as well. So one of the ways for us is replicating our business model that I know is working in different jurisdictions and different countries. And again, having presence in Brazil, having Victory Square Health, having their own labs, having their own tests, and the licenses, it's going to make the path smoother for us to get to the point that we can have the same offering. So we're going to have a different brand in Brazil and to start offering that for Brazil and the countries around it. And in US and Canada, we're coming from the background that from the online marketing background. So as you know, we have affiliate program with many dating websites, from online gambling websites, gaming websites, and these are our own portfolio companies that when you look at the persona of the customers, you find a lot of similarity between the people who's using the same type of services, from dating to using Discrete Care to having like gaming. And so having access to that is going to bring our customer acquisition costs pretty low. We're going to have some updates around the Discrete Care numbers and the revenue, soon to the market. But the numbers that we're seeing right now since launch of the website, and as Benu mentioned, by testing the different marketing path that we're taking right now, we're very surprised with very pleasantly surprised on the numbers that we're getting right now, and we feel this is gonna the revenue is gonna surpass the projections that we already have in next 12 to 18 months. From having specific numbers, we're going to have an announcement very similar to what we did with Hydrate, probably in the next 30 days on Discrete Care. And we're testing basically our model to make sure the model that we created is working based on the facts, since the website was launched about less than a week ago. And then we're going to have an announcement in the next 30 days based on the fact that we are seeing on our website and our marketing campaigns.
Okay. So this is countries outside of the U.S. It could be those might be better markets, because I think maybe other cultures are more it's the more sensitive. Like maybe the U.S. everybody's like they talk about all the problems out in public. Whereas I don't know, maybe in Brazil it's a more I know it's other areas like some people they don't want to talk about whatever.
The biggest factor in those countries is the competitors is less. So right now, like even you look at it, again, dating is a good example. When you look at the number of the dating website that it is doing in US, many of them just replicate the same thing on the areas that other people is not focusing, and they're making money off that because the competitors is less. And having the internet, having a very high level of the computer knowledge and using the internet. So the culture are in those countries. The users are in those countries. When you look at the age category and again, the customer's behavior, they're all there. The thing is, there are not too many platforms for them to start using that. And again, what we've seen in tech, for these type of things, start from US and start from North America and start going to the countries that it's less developed from the tech perspective and less opportunities. Because again, when you see Roman is not the first one to try this. Roman is the one who made it. So when we look at that, there've been so many other examples in the United States where Roman become a very successful figure in this. Now, for us, we're just going to go that. And not only that, we're going to launch this in all the other countries that we feel that, and based on the researches, the users are there, they're ready to adopt the services. And then we're going to be the platform of use. Now, like, for example, in Brazil, we already, like, one of the challenges that a lot of platform has is the processing. The payment processing, the Visa and MasterCard is not working as well as United States in Brazil. But we figured that part out. We already partner with the processing companies for many of our portfolio companies that they do local credit cards in Brazil that, we already passed that stage. So we're just, having that integration under Discrete Care. So it's going to be super easy for us to get there. So having some advantages from, the logistics, from licenses, having, people on the ground, having, connections with all the regulatory body that we need to go through it, payment processing. These are some of the things that give a head start to Victory Square for any of the portfolio companies by leveraging other portfolio companies that we have in those jurisdictions.
Okay. So that how big of what percentage of your business do you expect to come from outside of North America for Discrete Care?
So for Discrete Care, we're gonna launch them in all these countries. We know the next 3 jurisdictions that we have already started the process. We're gonna have it in Canada. We're gonna have it in Brazil, and also we're gonna have it in Middle East. So those are the ones that we already found the partner. They have already started it, the groundwork. They're all in different stages from getting the licenses or finding the partners. Brazil and Canada are more advanced right now, and those are the first 3 that we're gonna start. And then, but that's not going to stop us to going to other areas. And again, keep in mind, because now we have the ability to white label the solution, there are other providers in every country that right now they have the pharmacy logistics, but they don't have the platform. So that makes it easy for us to partner with them and just take a percentage of the revenue and let them use the platform that we have and make it easy for them and make it easy for us. So that's we have started a biz dev approach, and by hiring the right people to not only focusing on creating everything from groundwork, but also finding the right partners that they have a few pieces of this, but the missing piece is what we have, and partner with them so we can get this going sooner than later.
Okay. What kind of milestones can we expect to see? What kind of news flow can we expect to see coming out of Discrete Care the next couple of months? Like, what's the?
So I think and Benu, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the biggest one for us will be around the customer acquisitions. There are a few massive partnerships that we're working on that is going to be announced, and also the phase 2 of the Discrete Care is going to go out, and the next one will be launching our white label solution that we're going to do heavy marketing on that, and that's again being in the SaaS, software as a service. In the sales and marketing and growth on that area, it's helping us to easily tap into that market. And then by end of Q3 and end of Q4, we're going to see some revenue numbers that is coming out from that we feel the revenue numbers, and based on our projections and our based on plan, is going to be very impressive that is coming out for investors.
Okay, so this is good, exciting news. We got the next unicorn launching. There's 20 plus more of these in the pipeline. So it's like you have unicorns on top of unicorns here, and we have the Game On should be coming out as its own spinoff momentarily. I guess in the next week, 2 weeks.
So we have basically we're going through the share deposits and everything else that we have to go between the transfer agents and to have the final date. In next few days, we're gonna announce the final date of listing the Game On, but it's sooner than expected. Everything has been has been smooth, since last week, and things have been moving forward. Some of the shareholders, I think they've already seen the Game On shares in their account, or they received their certificates. The others should get it in the next few days. So things are moving forward, and we have to go through some steps and checklists that is being provided by CSE. In the meantime, we're also working on OTC listing, DTC eligibility on Frankfurt as well, so we can get that going right away.
And then after that, you have immersive, and there might be what?
So immersive is next one that, again, we're going through the prospectus stages right now. Yeah. And again, there are after that, we're aiming for 2 more, hopefully this year. But again, we're in the earliest stages of the auditing. The biggest thing for us is getting the audit done for the last 2 years of the financials to be ready to do the prospectus. But all the other logistics is ready for two more to do that. And again, all those we're gonna have like immersive for sure. We're gonna have dividend for shareholders, and the other 2, it's part of the plan to have share dividend for our shareholders. And again, one thing we're focusing is we're trying to have all the dividend that we're giving out, they're going to be as part of the tight structure that we have to be free trading. That our VST shareholders can take advantage of that. In case of Game On, those are all free trading as soon as it comes out in a very tight structure that the Game On has. So again, we're trying to pay back to the investors that have been supporting us for a long time.
Okay. Any thoughts on what the next 2 could be after immersive? The next 2 that you expect?
So there are quite a few of our companies that are getting attention from the market right now. So I don't want to bring any names, but I can tell you one of them most probably is going to be in renewable energy or digital health that we're going to look at. But in past 6 months, a few of our companies had massive growth in the revenue, and we're getting approached by by people that they're interested to get involved with helping us to spinning it out. I don't want to bring any names right now, but I think by in next 30 to 45 days we can announce the next one that is going to be a spin out after Immersive Tech.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot of exciting things happening, a lot of catalysts for the stock. So it'll be exciting to see some of this news flow over the next couple of weeks. Should be an exciting summer for Victory Square. So Binu, thank you for joining us and giving us the news here on Discrete Care. I think we'll be probably hearing more from you in the next probably few months. We should hear some more things happening. And Vahid, thank you again. And I'm sure we're going to have you on very soon with another an exciting update.
Yeah, we're going to have
a report update
in the next few days and in a week or so. So obviously by end of Monday, we're going to have our financial for Q1 is going out. Very excited about that. And then we also have a corporate update that we're going to send out that we try to communicate with our shareholders that's going to be happening. And again, there are many projects around us that we're working on right now, and then trying to deliver what we promised to the shareholders and delivering those. So yeah, no, for sure we'll be delighted to be on your show and talking to our investors, and appreciate giving us the time, and appreciate the shareholders who's watching this interview.
Fantastic. Thank you guys, and thank you everybody for joining our live stream. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.